Road warriors, a father and son, team up to run the streets of Bentonville, creating a bond that's deeper than a bloodline.
Pooch Parks. Our city is no doubt a dog town, but how did one of our parks get its start?
It's crazy to think about. It almost feels like a different lifetime.
And building families. Dave and Jenny Mars have remodeled dozens of homes in Bentonville and showed the world their work through a reality TV show. But it's the family they built that's their solid foundation.
As a dad going there, you want to do everything in your power to bring your little girl home.
The Downtown Conversation is 15 minutes away. Downtown Now starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Downtown Bentonville. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to tell you stories about what really makes this place a special place to live, work, and play. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Nolan.
I'm Dana Schlagenhaft, and two people you may know from Bentonville, Dave and Jenny Mars.
I love Dave.
I know you love Dave.
No, Jenny, I love you too.
You may have seen their show Fix Her to Fabulous on HGTV. Well, we sat down and had a very candid conversation with them about building homes, but also, more importantly, building a family.
I can't wait to see this Downtown Conversation coming up a little bit later in our show.
But first, from extreme summer heat to very frigid winter mornings here in downtown Bentonville, nothing stops John Leachman and his son Cameron from their morning run.
In fact, during the spring, you may see them downtown at the farmer's market. A lot of us go to the farmer's market, but for these guys, this is more than just a ritual. It's more than exercise. It's a father-son bond that's extremely deep.
When John Leachman's son Cameron was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 3, all focus shifted to navigating the road ahead.
It created this kind of chasm between Cameron and I in terms of a traditional father-son relationship. I was way more in problem-solve mode than I was relationship mode dad at that time.
But one of Cameron's teachers in the Bentonville school system noticed a budding talent in Cameron and relayed his observations during a parent-teacher meeting.
Sean made a mention that day of a drill that he did in PE that Cameron just really loved to do. There was like this gee whiz moment of, never even thought, in my wildest imagination that he would enjoy running with me.
That moment and an observation from a teacher changed everything. The two started running through Bentonville each day a bit further, 1 mile at a time, a ritual beyond fitness. Running became the catalyst for an unbreakable bond as father and son.
The best thing I ever heard was see the able, not the label. And that is really what it's kind of put my mind towards, is just continually finding the bar and redefining, his ceiling, right? It creates this drive to say, we don't know how high is. We don't know where the ceiling is, so, don't stop trying.
Their relationship is detailed in a book written by John, aptly titled 1 Mile at a Time, The Journey Towards an Unbreakable Bond with My Autistic Son.
What is 1 mile at a time? It's a deep look into our journey together and learning how to kind of come to grips with autism and become a dynamic duo here. We're best friends now. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
The book aims at paving a path for other families to navigate the challenges and triumphs of autism.
And if I can keep one family together because there's some ray of hope that later on down the line, I can teach my kid to fish, or I can run with my son, or I can, do something that we enjoy doing together and have a relationship, it's worth it. And that's what I would say is don't stop looking, don't stop trying, or at least start and then don't stop. And that's what I was unwilling to do for so long, was just try to be curious about what he was able to do.
Dana, thanks. Great story there. Do you ever drive around Bentonville and wonder, how did that place get there? Or how did that place get there? They're everywhere in this amazing town. But the Bark Park, this story is truly something special. Take a look.
Wagging tails and sprinting pups. That's the normal scene here at the Bentonville Bark Park. Families and dogs from all around Northwest Arkansas find their way to these fields for pooch play. But just like each furry friend, the Bark Park has a story all its own.
It's crazy to think about. It almost feels like a different lifetime.
It started more than 15 years ago with a 17-year-old student at Bentonville High School.
That is why the Bark Park was established, just to see all these families come together with their four-legged fur babies and enjoying the beautiful weather that we have here in Bentonville.
Melissa Shuby Ball needed a project to secure her Girl Scout Gold Award.
It's the highest honor that you can receive. So the first step was I had to present it to the Girl Scout Council.
She saw a canine need and used her own personal story to start a journey to build this park.
That was me and my dog Sadie with Santa. And it has to involve the community. It has to involve community service hours, a need that you see in your community. And at the time I had a miniature dachshund, Sadie, and she loved to run and play. But our neighborhood, although it was a very safe neighborhood, we couldn't let her off the leash.
So Melissa had the easy part down, the idea. Now it was time to rally the city and, most importantly, start finding the funds.
We ended up having to raise over $250,000. We did a lot of different fundraisers. Those were some of my very favorite things that we did. I would say that Santa Paws was one that still holds a special place in my heart.
With Mayor Bob McCaslin on board and the money in the bank, the ground was broken in 2008.
I was thrilled and I was shocked. I knew that we would make it a reality, but I was really very touched by all of the community support.
And about a year later, the Bentonville Bark Park was open to families and all their furry friends.
It's just pure joy that the community is going to be able to enjoy the dog park for years to come. It's just humbling because it was, it was a community-wide supported project. It was a committee behind me. It wasn't just me, it was so much bigger than me.
A teenager's dream turning to a doggone good reality.
It was a really great experience as a 17-year-old.
Dana, I remember when I was 17, I surely was not making a big impact for my city like Melissa was.
That's a pretty exceptional story.
It is a great story. There are several dog parks around Bentonville. It's safe to say Bentonville is quite the pet-friendly place.
I got another good story for you.
Let's go.
It's an idea between three friends.
All right.
Turned into a nonprofit organization here in Northwest Arkansas on a mission to spread love and feed others.
I think it's called For the Love, right?
It is For the Love.
Let's dive deeper. It was launched in 2020 as a way to feed the vulnerable in a region through Neighbor Nights, a big block party offering a free meal for everyone, thanks to the support of generous sponsors and hundreds of volunteers. For the Love has fed over 30,000 members to date. You can catch Neighbor Nights in downtown Bentonville on Thursday nights and in Rogers every Tuesday. To learn more about For the Love or to support their mission, visit forthelovenwa.com. Joseph Wynn runs a food and cycling focused micro blog on Instagram. It's called The Hangry Peddler.
Have you checked it out?
I have not yet, but I'm hangry thinking about it.
I know, when you scroll, it makes you a little hangry. And it makes his 15,000 followers hangry as well. It also shows them some of the best food that you can have in this region. Brooke Beer House grabbed a camera and followed the hangry peddler around town.
Hangry.
Some of you might be familiar with my guest today. He goes by the name Hangry Peddler on Instagram, and he has created this amazing community of people in Northwest Arkansas who are looking for eateries, restaurants, and the trails here in Northwest Arkansas. And I am so excited to introduce you today to Joseph Wynn. Joseph, because you are the Hangry Peddler, I thought it would be fitting for us to go bike to the trails. What do you think?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
We just got to the rail yard and we had a great little bike ride. Now we are gonna put our bikes up and we're gonna head out onto the Maximus Loop Trail and also the Lasso Trail out in Lake Atalanta, but we'll start at the rail yard. The indicator is this beautiful bridge right here, this cedar, and it might be weird, but it smells so good. So whenever you come here, take a huge inhale whenever you get right here. Oh my gosh. Smells good,
Yeah,
right?
it smells good. Yeah, it does. It does smell good.
We're gonna do a little rapid fire question. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, you've got one day in Bentonville. Where are you gonna eat? One afternoon.
Ooh, that's tough. So many good places. The Meteor. It's a new place, newish place within the last year or so. Good hamburger, good coffee, good people. It's a bike shop. So it's totally me, you know, bikes and food. So I would totally go there, yep.
Awesome. Favorite comfort food?
Comfort food. Is pizza a comfort food?
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza. I'd say pizza. On my feed, you'll see a lot of pizza, a lot of hamburgers. So, well, my profile picture is a pizza in my mouth. So, pizza.
Last bike trail that you've been on recently?
I went to Kohler. Favorite one there is Fireline. So, Fireline and Thunderdome. I'm still a newbie at it, but that was my last one I've been on. I used to post pictures on my Facebook page of food and all that. So my friends, they're all like, hey, you need to make an Instagram page and, you know, post all your food there. And so I was like, okay, sure, I'll do that. And then I decided to combine my other love, which is cycling. You know, food and cycling kind of go hand in hand. So I was like, oh, I should do that and try to combine the two. And, you know, I've done it almost exactly 2 years now. So
what keeps you here in this area? Like, what makes it special to you?
I'd say my family for sure. That's number one. I can't picture myself living anywhere else. I've been in a big city. I've been to Dallas. I lived in Sacramento, California. And when I tell my friends and other family outside of the state that I love it here, they're like, what, Arkansas? But yeah, I love Arkansas.
Well, cheers to that and cheers to finishing up this hike.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now I know you want to check out Joseph on Instagram.
I'm going right now.
All right, it's
Instagram.
Hangry Peddler NWA.
Okay, I can't type all that right now, but I'll get to it, I promise you.
Okay, get to it.
Okay.
And we're going to get to this next. They're a fixture in Bentonville. You know who they are.
It's Dave and Jenny Mars, and we got an amazing opportunity to sit down with them and talk about life in Northwest Arkansas. It's coming up next in our Downtown Conversation.
Welcome back. It's a love that stretched miles, overcame obstacles, and crossed borders, all for a child in need of a family. We sit down and talk with Dave and Jenny Mars. You may know them from Fixer to Fabulous on HGTV, and that's this morning's Downtown Conversation. Jenny and Dave Mars, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Want to talk to you guys about family and faith and adoption and building a home. Not the way I think a lot of times you talk about building a home, but actually building a home for a family and creating that family. I'm going to jump ahead to 2012.
Okay.
And you're searching through profiles of potential children to adopt. And I read that you came across Sylvie and immediately knew this was our girl. I love that. Can you just explain that moment?
Well, we had actually been, we really weren't searching at that point. We were on a waiting list. I got an email from an agency that has kids that weren't placed, basically. So anyway, she was on that email, and I just knew. I never, it wasn't like I got these all the time and I was like, oh, it wasn't that at all. It was like, oh wow, this is our daughter. And so
we at first we didn't know the country that Sylvie was
yeah, they don't
from.
list any of that.
They don't list any of that. So you're just taking a big leap of faith that, like you literally have to start all over. And Jenny she called and said, this is her. I know it. This is her. And when she speaks like that, I just gotta listen. So gotta listen. And of course, I mean, it's perfect. But It was a long, hard process. We didn't realize what we were getting ourselves into, like the moment we said yes.
And so at that point, you adopted Sylvie. She's in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's August of 2013. So she's your legal child, but she's not with you. And there was a long time until she was with you.
Yes.
Explain that. I mean, that is a grueling process.
It's horrible. Yeah. So she was legally our child. She had her U.S. visa. She was ready to come home, essentially. And that's when we first met her. We didn't meet her until we knew the adoption was final, because everything is pretty
Fluid.
Yeah, fluid in the Congo. So we were always nervous, like anything could fall through at any minute. And it did a lot for a lot of people, but it didn't. So she was legally ours. So we went and met her. And when we left her, and we knew we'd be back. We hoped we'd be back in like a month, maybe 2 months. And then right about, I don't know, a couple weeks after we got home, I don't remember the exact timing, but they basically shut down all children leaving the country. There were about 700 kids in process at the time. We got her, she was in a foster home. We got her moved out of her orphanage, and so we knew she was somewhere safe, but still, I mean, it was not ideal conditions for your child.
Life changed for you July 9th, 2014, and I'm paraphrasing a post that you put up every year that I've seen multiple years, where you say 602 days of waiting, praying, pleading. You post that image every year to mark that date, and it is, you can't look at it and not feel the emotion as a mother and a father looking on. I'm even just thinking, I can see you too, Dave. Like, that moment, Sylvie's finally in your arms.
Yes.
I mean,
it was a great moment.
You take that from here.
Great moment. I still get choked up about it because we didn't know, and Jenny, I think, tells it best. Like, we had kind of gotten to the point where we're like, okay, this is not meant to be. We've gotten her into a good foster home, so we just need to, talk with Laura, who was her foster mom, about taking over care for her, and we would continue to, to pay for that care, but we were just kind of resigned to the fact that she wasn't going to come home.
We basically just decided, let's make sure we set a plan up, and let's just surrender control of this. And I don't know, a couple weeks later was when we got a call, and it's Dr. Laura, our foster mom in Congo, and she said, Jenny, they're telling me to come to the DGM, the office, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So we got the letter. We bought Laura because they gave Laura special permission to fly her home, and so Laura got on a plane the next day for the first time in her life. She'd never been on a plane. So when they landed, it was like I would say it was the biggest exhale. It was just literally like, oh my gosh, she really made it. And it was one of those things I don't think either of us really believed was happening until she was actually in our arms. Like, I didn't think it would really was really happening.
That was the one thing that went smoothly. And Jenny had prayed that just let her be asleep, let her be let me hold her, because it's a new person, it's new, and she was just sleeping, and when Laura passed her off to Jenny, it was like, okay, we did it.
Yes.
We did it.
Yeah.
And of course, you can catch Dave and Jenny Mars on HGTV. Their show's called Fixer to Fabulous. Up next, it's more than a place to find those ripe tomatoes and juicy blueberries. We're going to bring you to the Bentonville Farmers Market next. It's one of the longest standing traditions here in Bentonville. A Saturday morning, maybe a sunny Saturday morning at the Bentonville Farmers Market. I know I've seen your family there.
Obviously, if you've seen me, you've been here as well.
Also, yeah.
It is a very popular event, and I love new stats about things. And thanks to Dana's fancy writing on these scripts she just gave me, it was initially dubbed Round the Square. Thank you, Dana, for that stat.
I bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that, nor did I know that it started in 1977, and since then, the Bentonville Farmers Market has been a really famous stop for families here as well as visitors. It was launched by J. Dixon Black. That first day they sold 150 barbecued chickens, something else I did not know, Dana.
Doesn't that sound delicious?
They were sold right here on the Bentonville Square.
Yep.
Today's farmers market is more than just a place to find the perfect blueberries or red ripe tomatoes. It's a place to engage with local farmers and the makers that make this place special. You can also support the local economy and gather as a community. Now, the market is held each and every Saturday morning from April through October. And did you know there's a Thursday evening market as well?
There is.
I knew that. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, there
You
is.
did know that.
And you can catch some music with that Thursday market as well.
Do you have any more market trivia?
I knew you wanted more market
do
trivia.
want more.
I am here to deliver more market trivia. The Bentonville Farmers Market averages 80 full-time vendors during its Saturday market and also accommodates over 30 rotating part-time vendors. It hosts a monthly POP program for kids to teach them about healthy eating choices, and it's been named to Garden and Health's 10 of the best unexpected farmers markets in the U.S. list.
It's a special place.
It's a special place. You can't trust the video. You got to come out here and experience it for yourself.
You know, they still have not invented this. Willy Wonka wanted to do it. Taste-O-Vision.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what you want when you come to the Bentonville Farmers Market. There is a taste. The cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is a wrap on this edition of Downtown Now. We've got to thank some of our sponsors though. They are amazing. They are partnered with us to make this program possible.
Got to thank Cameron Smith and Associates for being generous sponsors of this show.
And Community Coffee fuels each and every one of our episodes. We'll see you right back here though next Sunday morning, 10:30 on 5 News.
The sun is 93 million miles away. The least we can do is give it a warm welcome each morning.